So, you think you're untouchable?
Word life. This is basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Word life. This is basic thugonomics. Word life.
Okay, I was not ready for that. Hello all, welcome to this. Chase playing games, but that's fine. He took my thunder. I've got something else later. But anyways, we're back. We're gonna talk not a lot of stuff, I guess. We're gonna talk Elimination Chamber, The Rock being The Rock, John Cena turning heel finally after who knows how long. And Revolution, and then I guess me and Markeem will talk a little bit about CMLL and New Japan a little bit. Whatever else comes up, because it's a free-flowing, thoughtful type of thing. Anyways, should we start with Elimination Chamber?
Let's start from the most important thing, and then the only important thing, and then talk about the rest.
Are you sure about that? Because apparently this was one of the best WWE pay-per-views of all time.
I mean, it's going to go down as an all-timer. Doesn't matter about the quality of the matches. This will be remembered forever.
I'm just saying, that's what was said.
Okay.
That what was said by somebody who should know better.
Yes, Adam, for like 2 minutes at the end, I'll talk about Daredevil.
But anyway.
Y'all just want to start with Cena?
Yeah.
With the iconic thing, yeah. The thing that makes it memorable.
Now, can I say I'm going to get this out of the way. I have one gripe with the angle. That whole thing between Rock and Cena and the face Cena made was so weird, because it was almost like I'm watching it and I'm thinking, okay, are they doing a thing which makes no sense, where Rock is forcing Cena to do this? Because that's the kind of face he had on it. That's like what he was doing. And then everything changed. But that was my only small gripe. And then with the press conference where he just made mean faces. And then, of course, we got no follow-up on Raw. But that's beside the point. But anyways.
It saves, I will say, I don't know about you guys and your social lives. In mine, people who don't know anything about wrestling talk about this. Like Jon Stewart made a big deal about it on his show. It does it is the only thing I think they could have done this year to kind of penetrate into that mainstream access, not to the same level they had last year, but at least the closest thing they could do versus turn if you did the same thing and turned Cody, it's 10% as effective.
It's not even 10. It's not even
nobody gets shit.
Because here's the thing. Okay. I think pretty much all of us, since we first probably got on YouTube, however many years ago that was, forever ago, always said forever ago, always said that if Cena turned heel, it would be a massive deal. And it would be, now they had to do it right. I still have doubts that they're going to do it right, but we'll see. But that it would be a massive deal, and that's kind of what we got. So I think is it up there with the Hogan turn? I think for a moment, probably yes, because it's that kind of shocking thing. Which I am wondering if they're going to bring this up, because they keep bringing up the Hogan thing, because I do have this. Since we saw this, and that was the one time that there was that dark, is Cena alternate reality? But anyways, that's what was one. Huh?
That was the NWO Cena from the Firefly Funhouse match.
Yeah.
The COVID Mania.
Oh man, I forgot all about. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we get elements of that, so people can have their.
By the way, for
people
that think I hate the WWE and all that goofy stuff, I actually really like that, the Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse stuff. Randomly, go ahead.
Anyways,
talk about Cena. It was cool, man. It was very, very neat to see happen. Like you said, we've been kind of talking about this for a long time, to see Cena turn heel, and for it to happen before he wrapped up his career is pretty neat to see. After sitting on it for a couple days, I don't have the same like excitement that a lot of people seem to have around it. And I think it's just mainly because it is like the tail end of his career. And it very much feels like a novelty thing where we're just doing it just because, hey, like he hasn't done this and like, let's just have some fun and turn him heel, versus if you'd done this, I don't know, 15 years ago, even 10 years ago or something like that, it would have had more of an impact with Cena as a full-time member of the roster and being able to go heel amongst all the other baby faces on there. I thought it would have been better if you did that, versus him being a part-timer in this space here. But the moment itself was incredible. Like I'm not going to shit on the moment. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was really neat to see. We'll see where they go from this. Very disappointed that they haven't shown up the night after. Like one of the biggest angles in wrestling is just like he's just not there. Like neither party is there.
No Rock.
So that's kind of weird.
No Cena. No
right.
Travis Scott.
Yeah, so that's a little bit strange. And like, I don't know. Like I said, Hogan turns. Was Hogan on the next Nitro?
No, the first Hogan promo was in the ring. Gene
got
in there.
Right. Yeah. Of course. I didn't know if he showed up on the next night or not, but
didn't he show up in like all black or something like that?
Yes.
I don't know if that was just the next episode or not. I mean, it could have been. But.
That was the second promo, but like, yeah, they the Bash the Beach 96 had the angle in the first promo.
Right.
Which Cena has to nail, by the way. That's a big important part of this, the first promo. But
it can't be. That's why I'm worried about the boo-boo face and not like it needs to be him coming out and doing, saying that, I always laughed and joked about the Cena suck chance, but it really did, bother me, and screw all y'all. And I would even say he's got to take, I don't want to see it, but I think it's the only way to make it good is he's got to call out Triple H, and he's got to be like, you were the one that always tried to carry this company and you couldn't carry shit. And I was the one that had to do it. And just go into the whole, like the thing that worked about
he'd be a face to me. If he did that, he'd be a face
here's
to
the
me.
Thing. The thing that Hogan, Hall, and Nash all did that was really good, I mean, even for the time, and you could do it now, was they did do a lot of shoot stuff. They did bring up a lot of reality. The fact that Hogan was like, I'm bigger than this company. I'm I am the guy. I am all this stuff that people didn't necessarily want to hear. I agree. If you do but I think that's what you have to do. I think if you just try to make Cena the heel and the bad guy, and you just try to make it so that he's not cheered at all, I think there was no reason to do this at all, because there's no money in that to me. The money is in Cena being the heel who, maybe not right away, but really quick starts getting cheered and starts being the reason why people, kind of pay attention and all of that. So.
Well, he already is.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's
because the harsh reality of the WWE situation, and see, people think I yell because I fucking hate the WWE, and I do. I don't get that twisted. I get upset because their fan base is so jaded. All I heard after this show, the build to WrestleMania is saved. What about the rest of the card? All they really did was save the main event. And did they really, let's really think about this. Okay, the moment itself, right? Incredible. We'll always remember where we were when we found out or saw John Cena turn heel. I didn't watch it live, but y'all were going nuts on the Discord and I watched it later. But why is he doing this? Like Chase said, he has to nail this promo. What I fear is that he does something like, well, The Rock is Hollywood, and me and him have done Hollywood together. I'm doing this for, the final boss. I hope that they don't go that route. I hope it's not all about just doing this for The Rock. Like Jim makes a good point. Part-timers to the rescue. Because let's be honest with ourselves. Cody's a big deal. to wrestling fans, to motherfuckers that know wrestling. But the whole idea of this place that makes stars, right? That makes household names. Nobody knows these people outside of the fucking wrestling fans.
Well,
Like, nobody knows Roman Reigns. Nobody knows any of them.
His title reign has been nothing. I mean, it's
nothing
been
at all.
It's been a nothing title reign.
Big fat nothing. And honestly, if this company was so hot and good, these part-timers like The Rock and like Cena would just enhance the show instead of you having to rely on them to to be the reason why people watch the goddamn shows. See, that is the issue here. That is the issue. That's the issue we had with, like, remember TNA back in the day. Only difference is that TNA was like god awful, but like our thing was
watch your mouth.
But I'm just saying, but like our issue was like they relied on these old guys. They didn't enhance the show. Remember, Sting enhanced Revolution. Revolution without Sting last year, do they do 16,000 people? No. But do they do 10? You get what I'm saying? Do they do 11? Do they do maybe? But without him, they don't do 6. He enhances the show. You don't rely on Sting. You know what I mean? They rely on these motherfuckers that barely appear on the show. John Cena wasn't even on the show Monday. He wasn't even on the show. And he just turned heel. Like, this is crazy. But none of them, this is why I get mad. See, I'm trying to, none of them will call that out. None of them. Let's just be objective here. Let's just be objective. The angle itself, awesome, great. Why? And follow this shit up. The follow-up is important. And they're acting like it's not. And that's what's fucking bothering me. To me, it's super important because you look at what looks to be on the rest of this card, and it's nothing. I mean, it doesn't look. There's.
What's the card? What's like the room?
Rollins versus Reigns versus Punk. I know some people in our Discord think they might not put Reigns in the match. Reigns is going to be in that match. I just think based on how they've done it on TV, you're probably going to get Gunther and Jay. You're going to get Charlotte and Tiffany. You're going to get Bianca versus Rhea versus Io Sky. You're going to get a huge 4-way tag ladder match probably. Like, you're probably going to get Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And it seems like Logan Paul is going to fight AJ. I guess that's not set in stone. Those are the kind of matches you're looking at.
Their fan base loves that card. That's a
Do
great
they?
card.
Because that was pretty much the card that was rumored before, and they were all kind of like, eh.
But like Marquis said, the build to WrestleMania saved because now you have this big time situation of Cena being healed
because they weren't hot on it before.
Well, but I agree.
The indoctrinated people are, though. All the commentary has to do is tell them that it's hot. Just like all they
horrible
did was,
commentary. Who the fuck gets indoctrinated by that bullshit commentary? I'm sorry, but it's bullshit commentary that wants me to turn the show off.
It's the same reason why Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are sitting at 9 on Cage Match. That's why that average, we're going to talk about it, but that average ass street fight,
it's not
that average street fight.
I wouldn't call it average, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
No, don't do this. See,
it wasn't. Here's the thing. It's not even maybe their top 5 match.
I agree
that they've had on the main roster. I mean, that's the thing. And people are printing.
Michael Cole, the story of the match is that Sami Zayn's life was in danger. He's so, Kevin Owens is destroying Sami Zayn. What I saw was things that happened all night, minus the chair spots.
It's stuff you see on NXT.
And them gently rubbing against barbed wire. But I'm supposed to believe this man is destroying him.
Fake barbed wire.
Exactly. Why do we grade these matches on a curve? Stop doing it. Why do we do it? Why did you guys do it?
Why did nobody?
Hold on, Josh. I'm not done. See, now I'm yelling.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This man talking about he ain't gonna let
if that same match was Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page, all of you would be like, that was disappointing. Everybody here would be like,
I wouldn't call it an average match though. Like,
Okay, good. Okay, good. A good match. A good fine, kid. If you want to be technical, a good match. But come match of the year time, we're not gonna be talking.
I was gonna say, is this gonna be anywhere near, like, at least from what I heard? Be honest with you, spoiler alert, I didn't watch the match, but when you get to the point of your match of the year list, is this going to be something that you remember?
Nobody's going to talk about this. No. Nobody.
No. They will. Those fans will. Those fans will bring it up at the end of their like.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
I don't even think they will.
Why not?
It'll get lost. Here's the thing.
They do it all the time.
I agree with Kid.
Oh yeah, because here's why. The legacy of this show is going to be extended because of the Cena turn, because of the moment, because of all the commentary around it at the time, and it's going to be remembered as maybe the high point of the show. So that alone is going to retroactively elevated in people's minds.
I guess. I think other matches will. I think they'll have other matches that will.
Also, can I single out AA? I love you to death, Ace, but I gotta single you out, Adam, because if this was two people you didn't like in this match, you would definitely be like talking about 4 3/4 stars. Think of what?
That's what you
are a liar. You are a liar, Adam.
You'll be lucky if Dave goes that low on that match.
You think he's going to go over?
Dave's going 5. Yeah. Dave's going 5. But I'm just saying, like Adam, if this was CM Punk, you'd be like, oh, that match was slow and boring. Like, you just like these guys. And I'm not just calling him out. I'm just saying, like, their fans do that too. They just,
I think a lot of people, they like both guys. And
you know what I mean? So, like, come on, man.
That they boost the matchup regardless because it's this rivalry.
Because it's the two guys they like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I talked about that on Twitter today. The thing I hate that pro wrestling fans do is that they pick guys that they like, and everything is like on a curve for the guys they like, and the guys they don't like get no credit. Like, you got the people that think Will Ospreay has never had a great match. That happens. You know what I mean? You got the people that think
you brought Will Ospreay. We had Kevin Owens get whatever was supposed to happen with his eye. And he no-sold it.
He no-sold that shit. Thank you, John. Thank you. He didn't say, and we talk about Will Ospreay not selling his ribs for 5 seconds, but Kevin Owens' eye got fucked up, and he was just back doing stuff. It doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't. I hate that shit. Can we just be objective? Can everyone I'm talking to, everyone that may hear this, can everyone just be objective? That's all I ask. That's all I ask, man.
Especially when you had 2 better matches on the last night of Fantasmania that was far better.
Blew away everything on this show, man.
What was Chase's rating?
I was trying to get it out, but they're still going. I gave that match 4 stars. I like that.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Look, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Average ass street fight, apparently.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't agree, but I could see that. Motherfuckers are calling that one of the best matches of the year. That will not hold up.
I thought it was very good.
That will not hold up.
It was. Here's the thing, and this is why, like, I was one of the few in the Discord that were like, I'm fine with them doing Kevin and Sammy again, because yes, you may think that it is being graded kindly relative to other guys in a similar spot, but other guys in a similar spot just would have had a worse match. Like, it just wouldn't have been as good. It would have been overrated less, you know?
Of course. You're right. Well, I don't know. They would have picked 2 guys that they liked. I don't know.
There's not many people roster better than those guys. Like,
no, you're right.
Are we gonna do this show in order, or are we just?
No, we ain't got to do it in order. We're already bouncing around. We just.
All right. I gave that women's chamber.
Kid had a thought. Go ahead, Kid.
Well, on the Cena, unless we're gonna come back to the Cena thing, because I was just gonna say, like, do you guys think because he's if the reporting is true that he's got like 35 dates left, then it sounds like he's going to be, once he's back, like in 2 weeks, he's going to be back like for good, basically, like almost
like at least once a week, almost.
Yeah. He's March 17th is apparently the first Raw of the Europe tour is when he's coming back because he's filming that movie. So given how many weeks are left in the year, it seems like he's going to be a weekly character, basically.
That was my thought.
But it also seems like, based on that Dave tweet, that this heel turn wasn't always the plan, even though he had to take it down. And if it wasn't, like, if this heel turn was always the plan, I would think he would probably just win at Mania. But I'm not so sure he is. And if he's not, and he's going to quickly, like, not be the long-term heel corporate champion, I think the legacy of this turn is not going to be at all like Hogan.
Okay,
like,
let me.
It'd be like Shawn Michaels in 05. Like, you just have like a quick novelty run for like a month or so, and then you're back to.
Let me say this.
We just want to talk about the Dave tweet.
Yeah, we can talk about the Dave because I
Hold
think
on.
here's my
Let
question.
me pull it up.
Okay,
Let me pull it up. Oh shit!
how are you
Yeah,
gonna put
you
it
gotta
up?
have it ready.
I gotta
You have to-
convert it to a PDF.
Anyways, while he does his magic, I got a question for all of you. Who do you think asked him to take it down? I think it was Nick Khan.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I think it was Hunter because Hunter is the one most emasculated by this tweet, even more so than Punk. And Hunter like, very clearly is messaging Dave all the time. So
what's going on.
I think it's Hunter.
You think it's Hunter?
Punk was never asked that last sentence. I love it. I love it so much.
But no, who do you guys think asked him to take that down?
I think
I'm
Hunter.
serious.
I think Hunter.
I don't know. Like, Kid might be right. It's
Yeah,
either Nick Khan or
I-
Triple H. It's either Nick Khan or Triple H. I don't even think Nick Khan cares enough. It's probably Hunter. Yeah.
Paul is online all the time. So
Yes, he is.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's him.
Nick Khan might not
mean-
even know about this.
I mean, the motivation said Dwayne wanted Cody legit. And I know this is a fact because a mutual friend of mine last week mentioned the politics as Levesque thought it was a terrible idea. Levesque thought this was a terrible idea. Oh, God. But in a fight with Dwayne, with Nick as arbiter, he loses every time. However, several convinced Cody to simply refuse. So Art was a lot like life this time. Dwayne wouldn't go after Cody politically, so he let it go. Cena was the second choice, and Cena was fine with it. Punk was never asked.
What? So go in the mind of Paul Levesque. Why would he think that this was a terrible idea?
Because he
Turning
thought.
Cody?
No.
Not his
Here's the
idea.
thing. I think he thought that his idea and his plans for WrestleMania was fine, and did not think that this. Because here's the thing. I get that. Yeah, that Rock showed up and fucked everything up, but at the same time, this was cold as shit going into like I get tickets are sold, people are still gonna watch it, but if you have a who cares WrestleMania, it doesn't affect WrestleMania. It affects Backlash. It affects that cold period you're gonna have anyways coming out of it. That's gonna hurt WWE in some ways, and I think that is the thing, especially with the Netflix numbers being disappointing. I would put it that way. I would say
year, though, after Mania.
But you don't have like the problem with the Netflix numbers not looking great, and you're trying to get people at least internationally to watch probably WrestleMania, so that because let's say they do WrestleMania and let's say they only do 3 million on Netflix, right? That's not that big of a jump. And if they only do 3 million on Netflix internationally, that's a failure to me. I think that's not good. And I think this is me. I think TKO was like, hey, this doesn't look like it's going great. Dwayne, can you come back? And I think that's threw all of that into it. But I think part of it was whatever they had planned for WrestleMania. I can't see any combination if you don't include The Rock, that this show looks interesting at all.
You don't
Even
think
for
John
WWE.
Cena has that juice as coming back to be able to sell tickets? I mean, he kind of done that every single time he's come back.
No,
though.
I think he a little bit, but not to the point of like you want to maintain where they are now. When he came back, the last time he came back and sold tickets, they were in a bad spot. They were in a bad spot. They're not in that bad spot now, so he probably wouldn't have as big of not that he wouldn't have an impact, but it's not going to be that massive where you can tell the difference impact. And I think they want to at least maintain where they're at. And I don't think this WrestleMania card was going to do that. Like WrestleMania will do fine for the most part. I think that however many people, I think that will be the problem. But I think you want it to be hot enough so that it carries that lull period that always happens after WrestleMania until you at least get to June or July when you can maybe start up again. But that's my thought.
assuming
Come save us,
Cena's
guys.
schedule would have been the same, where he would not have been on any TV before Elimination Chamber, and he's going to miss the first 2 Raws after Elimination Chamber until March 17th. Assuming that didn't change, if he just was like the guy who hadn't won a match in 7 years, loses the Rumble, wins the Chamber as a face, isn't on Raw the next 2 weeks, and then is doing the face challenge for the championship in the last month, I don't know what the juice would be. I don't know what the heat is, you know.
But
If
would that
was
have been the
juice-
match? But would that have been or would he be doing something else?
I don't
That's
know.
the
Well, this is why I predicted Logan Paul would win this match, because if it wasn't going to be Cena, it didn't seem like anyone else made sense. It seemed like everyone else was accounted for. And with this Rock thing, it was basically, in my mind, it was either Logan Paul or a heel version of John Cena, because I don't know what the other plan was that the Rock was involved. It seems like it was just boring face Cena going for the record-breaking title reign, and that just had, with no Rock and with no heel Cena, that doesn't have a lot of juice. It just doesn't.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
It has no. Well, I wouldn't say a lot because I think like Josh said, it'll do well among
That fan base.
I would call them WWE fans, but among the WWE fans, but it won't do like Kid said, it won't change anything. It won't be a huge event like last year was.
John Stewart's not talking about it. Like,
Yeah,
if it's
nah.
bad.
Oh, of course.
They're not covering it on ESPN and shit like that.
Okay. Should we talk about the other nothingness that happened on the show?
Let's talk about the women's
That
chamber.
angle saved the show, right?
Yeah, that pretty much saved the show, I think, because that women's match, the women's match was fine. Like
The
I thought it
women's
was fine.
the chamber match.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
fine.
I liked it.
Like
Did you watch anything, Brandon?
I watched the chamber matches.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, I'll say this: I thought out of everyone in that match, the person that I thought looked the best, even though Alexa Bliss was definitely the most over, without question. But I think Liv Morgan actually looked good in this match. I haven't I'm not watching WWE all the time, but she actually looked good.
You know who looked the best? Josh, you know who looked the best?
Who?
Jade Cargill.
But she wasn't in the match. I guess we should talk about that.
Doesn't matter to those people.
No, but here's the thing.
You're great.
But here's the thing. You and me last year said this is what they should have done with her, and it would be fine. You're not going to get a great match out of her. You're going to get
wrestle.
you're going to get 8 to 10 minutes of okay wrestling, and that's fine because her presence and her aura can carry everything else. And you just book around what she can't do, and there you go. And you did that.
She should just be Goldberg. I said the same shit to Tony Khan, and for some reason, he'd have her out there doing chain wrestling. I don't understand. The girl cannot wrestle. It will never happen.
How much of that was
shit.
was Dustin just trying to get her to wrestle?
Danielson. That was Danielson.
And yeah, I was going to say.
Was it Danielson?
Yeah, Danielson.
Instead of
Both of them are damn fools. Then.
Yeah.
Both damn fools.
but
That
Anyways.
girl is Goldberg. Just have her be Goldberg.
yes. Well, in WWE, you have one person that understood how to use Goldberg.
True.
Let's be honest about that. And it's not the guy in charge.
True.
It's not the guy in charge. So, who the first time had no clue what to do with Goldberg. Because, anyways, so
Now,
everyone thought,
he had a clue. He was protecting himself, but we ain't
Yeah.
talking about it tonight.
anyone else got anything to say about this women's match? I thought it was good. I would say it was good, but that's about the extent of it.
I thought, not this is a high bar, but it's probably, I don't think they've had another women's match that was as good as this. I haven't seen them all.
Women's chamber. You mean women's chamber?
Women's
match.
chamber, of course. I'd be surprised if they had a women's chamber match that was better than this, because I thought it was pretty good.
No,
And-
I thought, wasn't the first one really, really good?
I don't remember none of them hoes, to be
I
honest.
don't
with you.
remember any of them.
All I remember,
No,
all I
just-
remember is the one that Shayna Baszler eliminated everybody. That's the only one I remember.
Which was a fun finish, but it didn't make for a compelling close to a match, because she literally just bulldozed everyone in the chamber.
Man, remember that? Remember when she was cool?
Well, things changed.
Triple H did put over Liv in the presser. He also kind of retroactively buried her by saying, last year you probably would have been like, Liv's a solid hand. She's aight. It's cool. But now she's like really cool. So he's like simultaneously praising her, but also saying that he didn't think much of her before like this Rhea angle, which is not great.
She's a good WWE superstar. Like for that title that they give people, I think that she does perfectly fine. I don't know it's shitting on her, but that's what she is.
I have a question that maybe people could answer. Why does Liv, Alexa, and Candice LeRae all have the exact same outfit and the exact same look for the most part? They do. They all have the booty shorts with the tank top, and then why
are you asking questions you know the answer to?
I mean, the only difference is like they all look almost exactly the same. Like I was watching, I was like, "What the fuck is this? Why do they like? Somebody needs to look different." But anyways,
you know the answer to that question. I don't know why you know the answer.
I know the answer to that question. I know the answer to that question.
And we should probably talk about Bianca just for a bit.
I mean, I'm glad she won, but it feels like she's not gonna get like a spot. She's gonna share the spot with two other people, which is just weird.
I think based on Rhea's promo after the show, it seems like in their minds, like Rhea and Bianca, like is a clear thing they will do at some point, like as an isolated singles match. And I guess because of all the other stuff on the card that they have going on, even though they don't have much going on, they, I guess, prefer to do it a three-way for now. But you give the impression that singles match is coming at some point down the line.
When? Like,
I'm not saying it is a big deal. I'm saying in their minds it's a big deal. In like the way they talk about it, they seem to care about it.
But here's the thing: it's a big deal to happen at WrestleMania, because here's the thing, and this is them not thinking, in my opinion, you're gonna have Bianca pin Sky, right?
Probably.
And then people are going to be like, oh, so you just put her in there so she didn't have to beat Rhea, which is the whole, like, why are we doing this? And it's just going to make people feel like Rhea is being protected. And I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to go over well.
Here's something. Rhea is made. She is a made woman. Why can't Bianca just pin her?
Because
why can't we just do that? Because she's black. That's why. Because she's fucking black. That's why. Sing it.
Not. No. There's another reason. There's another reason.
Rhea Ripley.
Well, that's the other reason. That's the other reason.
The woman that he wants to fuck to get pinned. That's what's happening. Come on, man. Let's stop dancing around it.
True.
He don't want this black woman to pin China. There we go. That's
why.
I'm tired of this motherfucker, man. It's not him. Yeah, I know. Fuck everything I said. I am tired of how people cover this man. I am so tired of it, bro. This nigga is weird. He has been weird for years, and not enough people have said it, man. The way people are positioned in this company is fucking weird, bro. This is why I don't watch it, because it's fucking weird. And I hate that we come on here and talk about these shows, and I have to watch these shows because we do this show, because it's so weird. The way people talk are weird. The way everyone's position is weird. The way that they're afraid to push people is weird. That's why we have to bring in the part-timers, because they're afraid to elevate people, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. You talk about making all these new stars. Where they at? Where they at, man? Who have they made?
Well, in their universe, to their fans, they've made a ton of stars, man.
Who?
Like who?
Penta. Penta's a star.
Rhea.
But
Penta's been a star for 15 years, man.
Not to them. He hasn't been anywhere. And he's finally on the big stage. And
I mean, I guess you're right, because if you ask them, they'll say that Dominic is a massive star.
They'll say Gunther and Jay. They'll say guys like that. You know.
Like, okay, Jay. I'll give him Jay, because Jay is crazy over.
Man, no. The Usos were as over. Well, not as over. Almost.
No.
Y'all niggas gonna let me finish. Y'all niggas gonna let me finish. Jesus Christ. God. I'm talking about the act with the whole bloodline thing and things like that. I'm not
No,
talking about his
this-
entrance. I'm not talking about his fucking entrance. I'm talking
But that's what he is. That's what's
That's
over.
what he is.
That's
The
that
yeet
But-
and the
but-
entrance
is
was over.
crazy.
I'm talking about what they like. Think about it. Think about the Usos and how popular they were, right? I'm not saying Jay isn't more popular than the act itself, but he didn't make fucking Jay Uso. All he did was put him solo and give him a catchphrase. That's it. Like he didn't make him. He did not make that man. That man was made by the tag team he was in before. That's who made him. You know what I mean? Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing?
They didn't have to.
Or the storyline that he was put in.
That's what I'm saying. The
Because
bloodline.
you have
and
a
all-
lot
I'm
of
talking
people
about the bloodline
who
and all
they
that
don't-
stuff. Yes.
They don't say what happened to that storyline, by the way. But a lot of
was
people
dead.
said that the bloodline storyline was Jay Uso's story. I saw a lot of people say that.
A lot of
online.
people
I'm
say
like,
Yeah.
wait, what? But a lot of people believe that. So yeah, you can maybe say the storyline is what got him over.
Well, the Usos, then like individually, they're not the same upon being singles, obviously. So
Big Jim is getting a push now. Apparently that's a thing. They call him Big Jim. All right. Cool
All
for
right,
him.
whatever.
He beat Drew McIntyre before the fucking chamber.
yeah, that's why
What
that
sense
Drew,
did that make?
that Drew McIntyre leak was hilarious for that reason. Why would he win the chamber if they just had him lose to Jimmy Uso on SmackDown? It's
That man
absolutely-
could have been wrestling
But,
Hangman
but,
Page.
but then
it's
again,
all
to
good.
be honest, to be honest, I'm really not qualified to have this discussion because I don't fucking watch this shit unless we do one of these.
But look,
I
they
know
do.
I can't really talk about this,
Look,
but if I'm asked, I will.
You should have watched Raw last night. It's a good show.
Okay, that's fine.
Watch.
I believe you.
Raw.
Bianca,
Exactly. Watch Raw. What are we doing?
But Marquine, here's the thing with Bianca though. Like, I agree, she is not pushed at the level she should be because Triple H has his own subconscious biases against her, for sure. Triple H
It's a
has
nice way
other.
of putting racist.
Because,
Go ahead,
this is
go
what
ahead.
I'm about to say next, which is that I think sometimes this show, the reason why I got mad on the Discord about it and I got fought with Josh about it before the Rumble is I think this show sometimes goes too far on how suppressed her push is when she's now been in a world title match at Mania 4 of the 5 years she's been on the main roster, 2 of the 3 years since Triple H has been in charge, since I know that's like a dividing line for people. And we simultaneously give Hunter no credit for her winning the Rumble, main eventing Mania, because he wasn't in charge then. But that horrible thing they did to her at SummerSlam where she jobbed to Becky, he also wasn't in charge then, but that's brought up against her push, even though you can't not count the former, but then
Okay. Here's the thing with that is you're right, but what has he done since then? Like yes, she won the chamber, but that's a cop out. That's a cop out, and then puts her in a 3, and then puts her
the
because
three-way. Yes, I agree.
which is ridiculous. If he
They
was
should
just
have if he really cared about her kid, they should have did what you predicted, which is having her win the Royal Rumble. Remember that? Remember when you
Yes.
predicted that? But
Yeah.
he don't care, kid. That's what he don't
or
care.
she should have,
I'm not
or
going too
she,
far. That nigga don't care. It's that simple.
or
He
she,
don't
or
care.
she would have been in this whole like they would have built this up better.
But
If
what I-
this
but-
was is the thing, and they don't. And it's a lot of she is in the same spot as a lot of other people in the company where okay, we can just we'll push. Well, we won't really push her. We'll just put her in a spot where she is in a spot, but we're not really going to feature her as much as we should. That's the thing. She should.
I think what annoys me the most though is that she does all the PR stuff. They put her out there, and you know what I mean, to
Talk
be
about that.
like the face
Talk
and
about
pop
that.
up on all these shows. But
Mhm.
clearly, they see her as a rung below the woman he wants to fuck. It's annoying, bro. That's
She
what
is.
bothers me.
She is definitely a rung below Rhea because Rhea's overwhelmingly ahead of everyone in that company in terms of importance because she is.
But
booked
she's
right now.
also below Charlotte.
I would say that's it. I would say you can't.
Oh,
say
really?
no.
Because I wouldn't.
You
No.
don't think she's below when Becky Lynch comes back? Come on, man.
Becky,
And you don't-
here's the thing with Becky. Becky was also in a mid-card trios match at Mania 2 years ago with Trish and Lita. And no one used that as an argument as Becky's push is being
because
suppressed.
but
But then when Bianca did the same thing last year, the one WrestleMania that she wasn't wrestling for the title, it was this is proof that they see her at a lower level. I disagree.
here's the difference
kid-
with that.
kid-
You're
hold
putting
on,
you're
hold on,
putting
Jack.
no,
Hold
no,
on,
no,
Jack.
no, wait.
Go,
You're
go,
putting
go.
her with Lita and Trish.
Sure.
That is different than that 3-way that
With
trios
Jade.
match with. But it's Jade.
Here's my thing. Here's my
It's
thing, though.
Jade that
Here-
they don't
here-
use.
Here's my thing that bothers me about that though. Her title matches, the only one that really felt like it mattered was the Sasha match.
Yeah.
Like they all felt like just regular match. So see, my criticism is always that they see her as someone just regular when she shouldn't be seen as someone regular. I've always felt like that. Even when Vince was there, that was my
they
thing.
see her below Tiffy as well.
No.
Yeah,
I hope the guy. I think you're wrong, and I hope you are wrong because
I
that's crazy.
disagree.
Really?
I think they look. Who's
going to be in the bigger match? Who's going to be in the bigger match in WrestleMania?
At this Mania? They're both. I think they're both going to be.
No. Which match is going to be the
one with Rhea? If you force me to pick the one that has Rhea,
I'm with Kid on this.
As a default, the one with Rhea will be prioritized more. Like that's just a general.
I'm with Kid on this. Yeah, I agree.
Look,
I think it's a good chance the Charlotte match is just going to be a squash. I don't even think it's going to be that. It's a good chance.
I think Josh is froze.
It froze at the most opportune time.
We killed him. We just murdered him, kid. That's crazy.
Look, and the reason why I bring it up is because I do still generally agree that she is underpushed. Because I do wholeheartedly agree with the show that black talent in WWE are not pushed at the level they should be. And in the male side, it's far worse. Like those guys get no time at all. It's really, really, really bad.
Josh is doing a blackout in support.
I think I think sometimes, but when the show goes so far to say like, and they see Bianca as just another woman on the roster, it's like, no. And the reason I fight against it is because I think you guys are right with your overall message. And that part kind of hurts the credibility of the overall message when the overall message is valid and should be heard and should be noticed by all the male talent that have left the company and all the other black female talent that are given nowhere near the same opportunity.
You're saying Bianca is a bad example.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Bianca, like Rhea, she's strong. She's a former athlete. She's like the person that Hunter can tell people, here's why the Performance Center wasn't a total waste of money for 10 years. Because we taught Rhea and Bianca how to train. And Ron Baker.
Oh, I want to say Rhea. Rhea was working before.
But like I said, my thing has always been you have her do the press run. She's the face. But you don't treat her like the face. That's my thing. Regardless of how, okay, fine. She's not seen like the rest of the roster, but why treat her like that if you're not going to push her like that? That's my whole thing. And that's what always bothered me.
And part of my argument, like Josh is right, that being in a random three-way at Mania does not mean that she matters. Because obviously Io Sky is not on that level either, and she's in the same match. My point was, look at her general history over the last 4 years, and I think prognosticating forward, I think Hunter sees like Rhea as the face, the char of the division, and then she kind of views Bianca as like the other woman in the division that was self-grown, that is big and strong, that can beat up these other girls. Like, and I think at some point, not this Mania, Josh is right, this Mania is not proof of that. Maybe at another Mania, you'll see her in another title match that will be a little more prominent because John Cena won't be there, because The Rock won't be there.
Let's revisit this next year. Let's revisit this. Let's revisit this.
She won't be on next year's card.
Oh man,
won't be on the card.
No,
man.
I can see her. Listen, she's like what? I mean, I'm not ageism right here, but she's like 34, 35.
That's young for that.
Talking for a lot, yeah, but she's been talking forever of having a kid, and I don't see it. Yeah, so.
Oh, well, if we're doing that, then yeah, I mean,
Becky's been off the show for like a year and a half in part to spend more time with her family.
By the way, we have to talk about the rest of the show, bro. We
okay.
There's only like
23 minutes in.
There's only 4 matches.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Drake was there.
Was he?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we've got the women's match. Does anyone have any truly insightful thing of that tag match? It's just,
why would you watch it?
Yeah,
it was a nothing match.
It was okay. It was the best I've seen.
Do you all buy into the theory that Joe Lanza put out there where he said that the matches for WWE are what is actually the downtime for them? And like the downtime of like entrances and all the stuff that's not wrestling is what
I would agree with that, except they were doing this before they got, because the whole point is that Netflix put out the thing of they want shows where you don't have to watch. Like, you don't have to pay attention to the actual show. Right. Except that WWE was doing this long before they got
Netflix. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, before they even had the Netflix deal, they were doing this. So,
But even then, like before, like, is this something where like they know that people are not caring about these matches? As you saw from this show, like when the matches were happening, the crowd was so dead, man. And like I said, they haven't been using the fake noise anymore. So it's just evident how much these people are not into this matches. I mean, I feel like they've been doing that for a while, where it's just like, we're putting this on, you can go do what you want, you fuck around on your phone, people in the arena, you can go get your popcorn, go to the bathroom or whatever, and get back for whatever the the finish of the match is going to be. Get ready for the entrances that are going to happen.
okay,
as well.
but if you're gonna do that, then why even do that? Why not just have the matches be 5 to 10 minutes?
Because we live in the society of people bitching all the time online, and if you're going to do that, go back to 1999 when Vince Russo was doing 3 or 4 minute matches. That's not going to fly.
But you're not doing 3 or 4 minute matches. I'm talking about doing like 5, 10. Your main event, your long main events are 15. I bet you could do that because if it makes the matches where they're at least kind of interesting, and in the crowd is at least into it, I don't think people would complain as much. I think people would be like, okay, whatever. Because I agree, people would be like, oh, but there's a difference between.
You underestimate the brain power of those WWE fans.
Who?
You underestimate
me?
You
overestimate it. So
yeah,
you think they're fine with 25-minute matches that they don't?
Clearly they are, Josh. Clearly they are.
Especially if it builds to that crescendo that a lot of the top WWE matches have been doing for the past decade or so, where it's like big,
but you could do
big
it
moves,
without
near falls, and then like crazy finish. Like that's all they want. They don't care about all the stuff to lead up to that.
But that's what I'm saying is you get rid of all of you just do the quick matches, the near falls, and then whatever story you want to tell, and that's all you do. That's what I'm saying, and you get rid of all of the you don't have to do the plotting rest holds. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Just do.
But see, the slow parts are the cinema parts. That's where you can start to do
whatever.
That's what they love. That's what they love.
That is not what they love. That is not what they love.
These people, no, I'm telling you, these people don't mind. They defend the time between the matches. They don't care. They don't. We care. We all care because but they don't care.
I think it would be. I don't know. It's weird watching these shows. And these fans just sitting there on their hands, not doing a thing.
They don't like wrestling,
and they're fine with that, Josh. They're okay with that. It's
guess.
Weird. It is weird. I acknowledge it's weird, but they're clearly fine with
spending high bucks for this show for 4-match pay-per-view
and advertisements. Just chilling,
chilling. They got that angle. They don't care. Like even Brian has said this before. When you have an angle like that, like. People are happy no matter what else happens.
And honestly,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's fine, but at some point, you're not doing that angle on every show.
No, of course
you're not even doing that angle on every big show.
Well, that's why after Mania last year, they just go to all these international shows because that crowd's probably going to be hot. And
that's why. That's what I was coming to. Yeah, you go escape like Drake, go overseas where you hope people still love you. That's what they do after Mania.
Oh man!
Did you see they found that slider he threw at that drone?
I mean that was just a advertisement.
So what did you guys think of the men's match? I thought it was very good. I wouldn't call it.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was hilarious that CM Punk kicked out of everything though when. These same people fucking criticize everybody for kicking out of everything. All I heard was that stuff. People don't like that kind of stuff now. CM Punk literally kicked out of everything, bro.
They've been doing that style for 10 years.
Oh man,
I do like. I think it was the Andrew Dice Clay username on Twitter. I don't know what it actually is. He made a good point.
I let it do.
Yeah, I actually agree with him because I saw the match. I saw the match in full after he said that Cena and Punk. That they're both kind of sloppy in a way, it actually makes their chemistry better. In that, everything looks so hard. Like when they exchange holds on each other, it actually feels kind of like a real match. And I just always get a kick out of it. I enjoyed watching them exchange.
There's nothing wrong with sloppiness as long as you play into it. If you know what I mean. Like you do a sloppy move, but you don't like freak out because the move was sloppy, which is always the problem. Is people are like,
You gotta
oh,
sell the struggle.
yeah, you just gotta. You're like, okay, I didn't land right, so I didn't land on my back. I landed more on my arm, so I'll just sell my arm.
I landed on my tricep.
Right.
Mm.
I mean, whatever. I mean, a lot of what like people used to make that complaint in the '90s with All Japan is that they would be like, oh, but it looks so sloppy and not like super crisp, because it wasn't super crisp. It was it was kind of sloppy and kind of looked dangerous and kind of all of this stuff, but it added a lot to the matches. So yeah, I'm not one, unless it's like really like awful sloppiness, like where it just like, what are we doing sloppiness, then that's different. But yeah.
Punk is very protected in this company. It's crazy. Like very, very protected. And this is more so a comment on the post-match angle than the match itself. But I mean, you really get the sense that like Cody is actually more important than Roman in this company now, which I didn't necessarily think last year. But
he doesn't ever show up. He's gone all the time. He's gone more than The Rock.
And you don't feel his absence. Like, it's not like the show is like, we're missing Roman.
I can't remember where I saw it. It was either on the DOA Discord, or I can't remember where I saw it. But somebody brought up the point that Roman, pretty much just shows up, does what he's told, and leaves. Right? That's not Cody, so I'm sure that because Roman just shows up, does what he's told, and leave, he's just looked as a guy, because he's not, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Oh, you want me to do that? That's fine. Which is great for him, because he's getting paid a lot to just show up and do what he's told and go home. So,
kind of sounds like he doesn't care that much.
Because he probably doesn't. Why should he care when they should have cared about him? They didn't. When they should have been doing a lot of
when they left him out to dry to get booed and kill his whole passion for fucking pro wrestling.
Yeah, he's probably
they did that for years.
You didn't care, so I'm not going to care. You're going to pay me, and that's the extent of it. And I'm sure his family is telling him the same thing of, hey, they're paying you a lot. Just show up and do what they say.
Well, I just in this company with guys like Punk, with guys like Cody, it seems like that mindset is a good way to get jumped for important matches, important spots, especially if he's just going to be around.
But they have to. But they can't do that with him. That's the thing, because what happens if they're like, oh yeah, we're going to do that, and then he's like, okay, and then there comes a point, and Tony says, oh, here, I'll pay you that much money. I'll let you do the same thing. You can come work for me.
You know good and goddamn well.
Stop
it.
But the thing is,
who is this you're referring to?
We're talking about Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns,
crazy man. It's crazy.
No, I'm just saying that you run into that. But that's if you do what you just said, and you basically go, we're gonna. I mean, are you willing to pay him all that money for him to be a upper mid-card guy? No. Mm-hmm. Where Tony will be like, I'll pay you main event because you can come to my budget.
You're talking about when he's like in the twilight. You talking about?
Well, I'm talking about like what he was saying was guys are going to overshadow him. If guys overshadow him,
when that happens,
right? Like if that happens, and then naturally he's going to get pushed down, right? Okay, well you have Punk, you have Cody. We don't need Roman. We can just put Roman in the lower
Copeland,
right? And then he's like, we're not going to pay you that much because this is where we're slotting you. And Tony's like, I'll pay you as much as they were because hell, you can come over here and I got a whole list of guys that I can main event you with, and it would be a massive deal. That's the problem you run into.
I think Roman would just retire.
Look, yeah, you might be right, but
you say that, but when you're still getting big checks waved in your face, you might stay around.
Listen, the biggest match, not Roman and The Rock, is honestly Roman and Kenny Omega. Could you imagine? That match is huge. That match is huge for so many reasons, bro.
Or not even that. What if you did like that's a huge match? Roman and Okada that could be massive.
Because you're not listening, Adam. Did you not hear the point he made, Adam? The hell are we doing here? He's saying when guys overshadow Roman and he turns and see why he doing it? When he turns into
That's
like
funny
Adam
shit.
Copeland,
That's
when other guys have fucking overshadowed him, why wouldn't he do that when he says, I'm gonna pay you and you can main event? That's what he means. That's what he means. He's not saying it's gonna happen. He's saying it's something that could, because that's what Adam Copeland did. Because Adam Copeland saw that in the WWE, his position went like this, and if Roman Reigns' position goes like this, and Tony Khan offers him the same amount of money to main event, then why wouldn't he do it? Unless he just doesn't want to. Of course, it's not happening. We're giving hypotheticals, man. Jesus Christ. What are you doing?
Speaking of hypotheticals, me watching Fantastica Mania. So
we gotta
how
talk about Revolution? We ain't
y'all can run through Fantastica Mania quick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Watch the last two shows of the last.
Watch the last two shows and watch the last show and the last three matches.
Yes.
Even though I hadn't finished the main event, but
And
I was
That's what
like,
you wanted to say.
I will say this: it is amazing to me that coming out of this, that Ninja Mac may have gotten himself a job in New Japan.
oh, they were recruiting him anyway,
But
man.
I was shocked at how like they made it look like he was gonna be like,
Because nobody cares about that born guy, Brandon.
What was your insight going to be on Randy?
Nothing. I just who cares really?
So what would you say about Ninja Mac, Josh? Go ahead.
I was just saying that I think it's because it looks like they're at least positioning him for at least maybe a title shot, and that's kind of like surprising to me.
For which belt?
For the junior
belt.
Oh,
The
okay,
junior
gotcha.
belt.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even wrestle. He doesn't even wrestle like he wrestles beyond even the New Japan spotty style. I mean, it's Ninja Mac. He does crazy acrobatic shit that you go, how is the little fat man able to do that? So
he honestly though, he's kind of, I won't say toned it down a bit, but he I will say this, he kind of lets things breathe a little bit more. Yeah, he lets things breathe a little bit more now. I'll say that.
Yeah.
100%.
Have we seen Ninja Mac versus Sydney Akeem as of yet? Has that match happened?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't think so, because he's been in Japan for a while now.
Well, we got some WrestleMania shows coming up. They didn't even book that one.
Because Ninja Mac is a Cirque du Soleil guy too, right? Isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, man. Yeah, let's do that. Let's let him do flips. Let's let him do flips. But seriously, man, I'm very positive about the New Japan Cup. We won't talk about it too much here, just about what the implications could be, the way the tournament seems focused, and Fantastica Mania in Korakuen Hall got me excited too. I'm actually excited for 2025 New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we'll see. I'll keep you I'm sure me and Josh will keep y'all updated throughout the year.
Because I like, it's hard to like. People asked if we would talk about the New Japan Cup. The New Japan Cup's hard to talk about like beforehand, anyways, because the way they have it set up with the buys that make no sense. And
man, just go with it. Just go with it, Josh.
Yeah, it's like
Yoshihashi gonna buy.
Yeah,
you're thinking too much, Brandon.
It's like,
don't worry about it.
And you know, there's going to be dudes.
Hold on, what?
You know what's funny is that Chase wasn't on the last stream. Hang on. Chase wasn't on the last stream when we talked about Goto winning the belt, and I wanted to bring up so bad when Yoshihashi was putting the belt on Goto, and he could not snap that belt together. He took like 2 minutes, and I wanted to bring it up because I know Chase would have loved that.
Chase would have been like, he can't even snap a belt.
Right.
Oh,
he can't run in to save his guy. He never hits anybody with a stick.
Oh my god.
He looks he's surprised all the time.
He's had good matches for like past 4 years.
It's hard to talk about because you're gonna have like the first round upsets that make no sense at first until you get further. Like it's a hard tournament. It's a hard tournament. Like you got to get like into the tournament before you can actually talk about it. So it's fine. Anyways, I guess we should talk about Revolution.
Yes, let's bring the boom. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yes.
We bring the boom. We
They're
bring the
over
boom
it.
to you.
I'm over him. I'm over it. I'm done.
He's
I
opening
watched
the
the
show.
Collision. He just on Collision. I'm just like,
Man,
bro.
hey, Brett,
It's
Brandon,
still on the
Brandon,
pre-show,
come
isn't
on,
it? Isn't he
man.
still on
It
the
is.
Yeah,
pre-show?
he's
No,
on the
I'm done.
pre-show.
I'm done.
He's still on
I'm
the
done.
pre-show.
Brandon,
Fine.
I'm
Listen,
done.
he's harmless,
You
man.
you got Mark Briscoe in this match.
Yeah.
You had me watch that incredible promo with Mark Briscoe and Gabe Kidd, and you want me to watch the double chunk chocolate cookie guy with Mark Briscoe?
I will make the same point I made back in November. These pre-shows fucking suck. They are.
They didn't always. They did not always.
I understand. Since like post Revolution last year, they have largely been sub 2.5-star matches. They're not very good. They're a waste of everyone's time. This match is likely a value add on what the standard pre-show matches have been lately. Just go back to World's End and use that as a comparison point. Thank you.
I mean, look, I got to give the kid, man. The last time they were on these shows, it was hot. What was it?
And I will.
That was back in
But
November.
here's the
and
thing.
it was neat.
Here's
That was
the thing.
5 months ago. I'm not giving a damn.
But here's the
about
thing.
those
You put
cookie
Briscoe
guys.
with it. I don't think we're getting a match. I think we're getting like a comedy match. I think it's going to be
Well,
pure
yeah,
comedy
especially
match.
since it's MXM.
So
Yeah,
it'll
like,
be,
what's the problem, Brandon?
and I think it'll be. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll either be a complete train wreck or it'll be like the last one where it was surprisingly fun and
Give me
And
the
look,
Commander,
look,
Beast
straight
Mortos.
up.
Like, give me somebody cool.
Straight up, if this was on the main show, Brandon, I am.
we would all rip it. We would all rip
hollering and
the fuck out of
screaming
it.
all that stuff. But it's on the pre-show, man. It's okay.
And if they were doing the same thing they did last time, just kind of redoing the QT AJ match, yes, that also wouldn't be that good. That also would kind of be going back to the well one too many times. It's presented differently this time. Let's see how it is, because your likely alternative was just Cassidy and Briscoe not being on the card at all. And
I don't need Orange Cassidy on the card right now. Like, I'm okay with that.
okay, but we're okay with like the Acclaimed versus like random tag team, like we saw. I know they don't exist anymore.
I was not.
That's what we were getting. Deanna Purrazzo in a pre-show match. Like, why are these better pre-show options? I don't understand.
I didn't say that. I didn't say they were better. You can do better. You got a roster of crazy people. Put Commander, Beast Mortos, Bandito. You got so many. Just give them a match.
We had a singles match between QT Marshall and Jeff Jarrett on the last AEW pre-show.
I'm not saying that those are better matches. I'm saying,
telling you,
give me something better.
But again, to me, the comparison is not the hypothetical.
What does this
best
help? What does this
pre-show.
help? What does he help? They don't bring no viewers in. Ain't nobody buying pay-per-views. You don't need to buy the pay-per-view to see it.
It's fun.
Nobody does though, Brandon.
It's fun to
Nobody
you.
does at this point.
It's fun to you.
It's fun. It was fun to that crowd. It was fun to that crowd. I hate just like you all saying Timeless Tony sucks, but the crowd loves her. You guys saying Harley Cameron sucks, but the crowd loves her.
I never.
Hey,
Whoa,
wait,
whoa, you
whoa,
put
whoa.
words in my
Stop,
mouth,
stop.
sir.
Who say I didn't like Tom?
I watched the Grand Slam review where Josh trashed Harley Cameron and no one cut him off, no one interrupted him. Everyone
Because-
I was not here. I was not
Okay,
here.
explain to me how you can defend that fucking puppet. Give it to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like
puppet.
the puppet either. No.
No.
The puppet.
Harley Cameron.
Come on, I'm waiting. Oh, no.
The puppet has not been on TV the last 2 weeks, and she's still been crazy over anyways, even without it.
But
She just pulled it out. She
what
just pulled the
was
shit
I
out last
complaining
week.
about? I was complaining about the puppet. I wasn't saying that. I was talking about the puppet. When I was talking about Tony Tom. When I was talking about
He's frozen
Tony.
again.
No, you can hear him.
No, he's moving.
when I was talking about Tony, I was talking about what it was, and I was talking about that whole angle has been trash for the most part.
I think that angle. No, I disagree. I think that angle gave Harley Cameron a slight amount of credibility on the transition from being a total fucking joke to an actual woman on the roster you should take seriously, because that was the story of the feud. Mercedes constantly telling her, "I'm not meant to take you seriously."
Then don't use the puppet. Then don't use the puppet in the match.
I thought the puppet was okay.
She's
I
a
didn't think it
ventriloquist,
had anything-
Josh.
Didn't detract anything. Some people liked it.
Listen, y'all know how I feel about most of these women in terms of when the bell rings, but I separate that. Harley Cameron as a package She has really come into her own as a package. You know what I mean? Those people buy into her. I mean, none of that shit is for me at all. But I will say she does it well, man. Like, I'm not going to sit here and shit on Harley Cameron. Josh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
What did I
think
say?
it killed the
Anyways, we have a stacked pay-per-view we could be talking about.
Oh, be quiet, sir. What you doing tonight? No, watching your Pelicans lose? What are we doing right now? Calm down. What are we doing?
They don't play for an hour and a half.
Trying to rush us so we can watch this team get their ass whooped. What are we doing?
The big boom AJ match is probably going to be fine. It's probably going to be over. If it's not, then fine. Then we can criticize it then. I think going into the show, it's probably going to be fine.
They don't play till 9:40. I probably won't even be awake.
I will be in attendance. I will be at the crypto.com arena for this pay-per-view. And I will come back next week and give my honest opinion. If the crowd is hot and I'm into it, I'll say it's that. But right now, I don't want to see the double chunk chocolate cookie and this goofy kid in a match. Okay?
Well,
where's the Rizzler? What happened to the Rizzler? That's all. He's gone away because the Rizzler's not there.
He hurt his hand ringing the bell.
That's a fake. That's a fake thing, but that's funny. I enjoy it.
Anyways, that's 15 minutes.
We don't have a match order, so I guess we'll just start with Markeem's favorite wrestler on earth, Mercedes Moné versus Mono Watanabe.
Now, why did you get it backwards? Like, why did you do that on purpose? Momo is my favorite woman in the world, sir. Why'd you do that? See, oh man, but yeah, hey, I'm excited about that. First match they had was dope. And this should be dope too.
I saw people complaining that it wasn't Mercedes versus Harley Cameron here, but
they already did it.
Well, I mean, the fact that Harley Cameron is kind of got like a hot streak going on. I don't know, a hot streak, but winning, but at least being popular, and the fact that they aren't capitalized. Like Dave ranted about that for a while, and I didn't really see.
She already lost. Why are you going to do
That's what I'm saying.
We can come back to that later.
No. Why are you going to do the WWE thing where somebody loses a title match and then for no reason gets a rematch? That's just stupid. I don't want to do that.
Mainly because the TBS championship is a open challenge kind of situation, so she could have done that. But I agree. I mean, I want to see this match way more than I want to see a Harley Cameron match for sure.
Yeah, Momo Watanabe, y'all. Like, I've been in love with this woman for the longest. I mean, she's way younger than me, but not in that way. But now she's incredible. Like, she's when I say like incredible, like top 5 or 6 in the world. I love Momo Watanabe. None like her. Should be incredible. Because especially with Mercedes being better and understanding how to work a crowd and all that stuff now, being outside of that system, this is like an even better version of her. And Momo, this should be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think placement matters. Like what's going
on. No, you know what? I think even if they get a bad spot,
they'll wake everybody up.
They'll eventually get there where they'll wake everybody up.
Oh, wait, I know what's opening.
This girl is good, man. I'm telling you. You ever seen a kid?
It's been a while. But the problem is, like, Mercedes, those matches with Statlander were great. Statlander has that, like, popularity in AEW. I guess I'm still a little bit on I want to see Mercedes do this a little more often without Statlander. Not that, obviously, Momo, I'm sure, is incredibly talented too. But it's
you saying like among that? Because like honestly, it's gonna be people like you, kid, that hadn't seen her much.
Like Steph Bakir, I like, but she and Mercedes had a bad match, and like part of that's not their.
You like that match?
Crowd? Nah, I didn't. Thought it was. I mean, the Moxley match was worse, but I don't know if that means much. But the point is,
I like Mercedes' performance in that. I'll tell you that.
I'm just saying, Mercedes has not done that well when her opponent is not like a beloved AEW female babyface like Willow and stuff.
I don't know, man. The Hazuki match was pretty fantastic
in AEW.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I still think the Hazuki match is the best match she's had since leaving the WWE.
What's opening the show?
I think what's opening the show is MJF versus Hangman.
I think so too.
Probably.
Cool. The feud does not end here, so this is the first part of the story. So cool.
I enjoyed the story as well.
Man, for everybody,
first show is pretty cool.
Yeah, for everybody, including me, that criticized MJF, this whole thing, he has been incredible. And like it just amazing. Some of the best like promos he's ever cut.
Maybe somebody set him down and was like, "Hey, we need to go back to.
We need you to be who you were." Yeah, 100%.
I think when you just pull, I mean, look, the intentionality does seem like there in a way that it wasn't the past few months. I will give you that, but I do think in general with Cole and MJF, just pulling them out of that like quicksand that they were in for a year and a half, and the story changing, and like just getting them out of that, I think alone would have made them better. I'm not saying that was enough to get what we're seeing now, but I think just doing that would have had a positive effect. And because I thought his feud with Garcia was good too, the promos they cut the 2 weeks they had before that pay-per-view, it doesn't stand out in people's minds because it was a short period of time, and then he went right into the Cole thing, which sucked. But I think just getting him out of that was always going to help, even if not to this level.
I hope they never go back to it. That's enough. No more. Didn't work. Please never go back to it.
Well, no, you can, but they need to go back to it like way down the line, and it needs to be kind of more of like they're they never like they get in like 6-mans and they get in like battle royals and stuff, and they're always kind of have that.
You talking about MJF and Cole?
Yeah, they always have that feud, but it's not like they're not having a feud. I think that's the best way to do it until you feel like you can actually do it again, which should be like years down the line. So,
and if I could just say to Jacob, I think I've always said this: the Brochachos angle I thought was great, awesome, up until All In. After that, it started to suck. I think retroactively, people act like the whole angle sucked the whole time, which I disagree with because it was a big part of getting juice.
No. I think like we all complained about it, but it was very evidently it worked, and it was doing well.
It was getting ratings.
The problem always was the All In match, because then it became, because I think even the people that really liked it felt like, okay, this is kind of stupid, and this is kind of crazy, and this is kind of all of this stuff, but we're going to get to All In, and it's going to be a match, and we're going to get something more serious, and it was not that. It was just more of that amplified up to like 100, and just didn't work. Okay, what else we got?
Wait, but quickly, do you guys think, it sounds like you guys are saying you think MJF is going to win, they're going to do the match again, and then Hangman's going to win the next one?
I don't know. I don't know if Hangman's going to win the next one, but MJF is definitely winning this one. That's a lot. That is a lot.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
So we got the
you know what, kid? I'm sorry, Chase. Hangman wins and MJF just jumps him and like blood eats him or something like that. Maybe something like that. I don't know.
If Hangman is going to be the guy to beat Moxley this year, which may or may not happen, and this will be true for the Ospreay match too. I think Hangman probably won't lose, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And if it's not going to happen, then MJF will probably win.
We have what will probably be the tag team match of 2025, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners. Just a total technical classic.
Have any of you been amused at all by the Outrunners? Because I have not. Like this whole
get it. I get why people like them, but at the same time, no. Like I'm really hoping that we get something this week that changes this match, because this match doesn't even look like it belongs on the pay-per-view. So
they had a match. I think people were. It wasn't just me. I saw people say it. We were actually kind of excited to see Cage and Archer against the Hurt Syndicate.
No, that would have been a fun match. That would have been like, you have at least 3 really big dudes that would have been throwing each other around. Like,
and now it seems like they're kind of leaning into Hurt Syndicate being the beloved baby faces, and now you're putting them against like a clear-cut babyface team that's gonna they're gonna sell during the match, and the crowd's gonna cheer on Hurt Syndicate beating them up like they did Private Party. The dynamic just kind of sucks. Like this isn't gonna be good.
Next.
Damn.
Exactly.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, man. Like, how is this gonna be good? Did you guys see the Private Party?
No, I'm with you. This is how you said this isn't gonna be.
It's not gonna go that long. Like,
I agree with you.
Shit.
Number one contenders match for the AEW World Championship: Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet.
I'm with it. Excited for it.
Ricochet has I don't know. He I don't know what happened, but he got it, and now this is not the Ricochet that we saw of like the first month he was in the company that we were all like, eh. But
He ditched the pants.
Tits to pants.
Mhm.
I think he realized he could be a heel without having to be like this
A heel?
violent, aggressive
Yeah.
heel. Like
He could just
right.
be his goofy self
He can-
and still
Right.
come across when he needs to. He can come across as a heel. Yeah.
I think because just listening to some interviews for him, like he said, like in WWE and other times in his career, like he thought he had to be face. He's the high flyer. He doesn't really have that mean streak to him. And I think he kind of realized, oh, actually, I can turn this in a very effective way. And it's been great. It should be a great match. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Is there a situation where
Okay.
Nana turns on Swerve and joins up with Ricochet?
Absolutely
God,
not.
no.
That would
Not.
be stupid.
No, I think you might have had a point if they didn't attach the world title thing to this. I think because they did, I think, yeah, no, I think Nana's a big part of the Swerve act. Swerve has said as much that Nana, as talented as Swerve is, that Nana's added a lot to the act. I don't think Swerve would want to lose him.
You just look at that jack or the coat that he has, and he made that statement to Swerve was like,
Yeah.
go and get my jacket back. And I don't know how this is going to play out.
But
It's going to be interesting.
if that happens, then you're having Ricochet beat him again, and that's a lot of losses for Swerve on pay-per-view, man. Ever since that Hangman match, and then Lashley, and now losing to Ricochet twice.
I don't think that's going to hurt him though. That would help Ricochet way
I mean-
more than it'll hurt Swerve.
And
How
well,
many-
if that's the case, if he's the number one contender now, then that means John Moxley is losing. Like that tips that off, right? Like
Unless you think they're just going to do it on TV, not necessarily on pay-per-view. They could do a heel Dynamite.
I mean, it's a pay-per-view less than a month from, well, not
Yeah.
less than a month, but a month
not gonna
away.
main it.
So.
They're not going to main event a pay-per-view with Moxley and Ricochet.
Why not?
God, I hope not. Oh my God, I hope not.
That just doesn't sound like something they would do.
Mm.
If they do, we really lost.
They're
the
doing
plot.
they're doing
We-
Cope and Moxley, so
Oh, God, John. Okay,
I
all
mean,
right. Let's
come
keep going because I can't wait till we get to that one. Let's keep going.
That's an interesting. He makes an
We
interesting.
have Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher inside of a steel cage. Hopefully nobody gets hurt.
what's the low bar you guys think on this?
I
It
mean,
depends on how they
he's a
work it.
contender.
Yeah, it depends on how they work it.
And I'm very
Oh,
excited.
okay.
I mean, we talked about this last time. I'm very excited to see Ospreay in another cage match other than what we saw in New Japan. And the fact that it's
terrible.
one-on-one, very excited as well.
But the cages are super high. Let's see. Cody broke his foot moonsaulting off of it.
Copeland.
Copeland broke his leg.
Maybe they learned their
Why do they have to
lesson.
jump off of it? Why do they have to?
You know they're going to
off?
jump off of it.
Got to.
I don't
at
know
some point.
that. You don't know that.
That's
Great. When I was front
cage
row
matches. You got
live in Bossier City, Louisiana, as Dax Harwood put it, freaking Cash Wheeler jumped off of it. Somebody's jumping off that thing, Brandon. You
Blood
gonna
and
see him,
guts. Sammy jumped off of the blood and guts.
Josh and I saw Ray Phoenix jump off of it.
I was there too.
Anyways,
Does anybody here think Fletcher can win this?
no,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like
I don't
this
think
is
he should,
the
though.
I feel like this is the end of this part of this feud. So I think that
Ospreay
Yeah.
wins.
Ospreay wins because he has to win like this part of the feud, and then I think they do it. They pick it up later. I think this is going to be like a long term type
Well,
thing.
Because I said this for the Hangman Page match too. Like, if Ospreay is gonna like beat Moxley because Forbidden Doors in the UK, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
yeah,
it's in
Forbidden
London.
Doors
It's
in
in
London.
August.
It's in
Yeah.
London. Okay, so if like it seems to me that they're gonna do Mox and Ospreay there, and if Ospreay is gonna win that match, then yeah, obviously Ospreay
Are
can lose
you,
again until he's champion.
Ah.
But if Ospreay's not going to be champion this year and they're going to save it till like Wembley All In next year, like I don't think Fletcher should lose. Man.
We'll see.
Fletcher's not okay. Even if Brandon's right that Swerve can lose to Ricochet and he'll be fine, Fletcher's not at that level yet. Like this is
I
I
agree with that.
agree.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
I don't know if
Unless the main event for All In is Swerve and Hangman.
well, how does that affect the Fletcher.
Look. You know what I want. You know, if they go back to that, there's only one thing I will accept.
I know. I'm just. It's in an outdoors.
We're outdoors, man. We're outdoors.
Exploding.
I'm talking. Oh no.
Goddamn right. Terry Funk and that sushi.
Or even if you don't do an exploding, do a barbed wire rope. Just do barbed wire ropes.
No, hook that TNT up to them motherfuckers, man. I need it.
That match
tried
gonna
doing
happen back in
FM
Daly's place.
outside.
Back in Daly's place. That's what's gonna happen.
Jesus Christ.
This should be awesome.
Oh, not.
This should be the match of the night, I think.
I don't know.
With all due respect to Kenny.
Well, we got Kenny
Yes.
Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita for the international championship. That probably has something to say about that.
When has Ospreay not had the best match on the pay-per-view since he's been here? I don't think ever. Like truly.
I mean,
you could. Well, it depends on how you feel about the Revolution main event.
We could argue about that now.
Even if you're right on that, that's a very specific circumstance. That's not analogous to what's going on here.
I don't know. I have to think about it, kid. But yeah,
He
man.
didn't have the best match on All In.
Yeah, he did. Well, it was
No, he didn't. Daniel Cena and Swerve was way better.
Okay,
Danielson.
don't choke him.
Danielson.
But I don't.
I disagree with Tay. Even Ospreay Roddy at Double or Nothing, I was there. I thought that was the best match on that main card. So I'm sure, yes, you could probably argue Mercedes and Willow, but I thought Ospreay and Roddy was better on that show. But
to catch the Omega, I don't want them to just work super athletic Kenny Omega versus super athletic Konosuke Takeshita. The story needs to be Takeshita is better than this dude at this point. And if Kenny wins, if Kenny wins, it needs to be he did something because he was the smarter wrestler. But he shouldn't just be out here just trading moves. Or
Kenny wins off of a mistake. That's the other. That's like the other. Yeah.
That's what I want.
He's gonna be holding his left lower quadrant constantly.
Maybe.
Left lower quadrant. Who are you, Gordon Soley? What the hell?
Well, and also to the point, Markeem and I guess were the two guys that were critical of Kenny in that Grand Slam match. I don't know if they're going to get 45 minutes here. They'll probably get like 25, 20.
45 minutes.
Well, my point is, like, how long was that Gabe Kidd match? Wasn't that like 35?
I think it was like 30 and something like that.
Like Jake's argument was Kenny, in his diminished state, may need like longer matches to tell epics in order to execute everything properly, rather than moving at like the pace that guys that Ospreay, Fletcher, and Takeshita were in that tag match on Australia. So, like if it's a shorter match, like a 20, 25-minute match, is he going to be like a step slow? Although to Markeem's point, maybe that'll make the match better.
I mean, look, he is a genius. Kenny Omega is a genius, and he knows what it takes to have great matches. I just, like Kid said, I worry about his physical condition at this point. The man almost died. A lot of people forget he's 41 years old. Just a little worried about it. That's all.
The last match they had went 22 minutes.
Kenny,
that was before he almost died.
Right, for sure. It should be a fantastic match.
That's my cue. We got the Hollywood ending Falls Count Anywhere Women's World Championship Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May.
Don't be surprised if this one gets a ton of time. Like an amount of time will piss people off.
Double juice.
People are going to be upset at how much time this match gets. That's my
because it's I think this because it's the AEW women doing a no holds barred match, which almost always works. So
Thunder Rosa versus Mariah May sucked.
I said almost always.
I said almost.
You got two average workers. I mean, you could easily have a bad match.
Oh man, it hurts my soul to hear you say that about Mariah May, but I cannot disagree.
Yeah, it's treated as a big deal, like on this card. Like I think people in their minds, as like us as fans, maybe put it lower than some of the
other.
A
lot of people were advocating for this to be the main event. A lot of people.
It's been built for a long time, a very long time.
I mean, I think it'll be good, man. I think that both of them will bring the heat. They're good at that. If nothing else, they're good at that. I think it'll be good. I think this will deliver.
I think the match will be good. I guess I'm more so talking about like this match getting 30 and like matches like MJF and Hangman, Kenny and Takeshi probably getting less. And I think some people might be annoyed by that, even if this ends up being good.
I
Just
mean,
that-
the pay-per-views,
they need to
you're
get the
gonna-
fuck over it. Is that so?
well, that and it's going to be 4 hours. So, and there's only 9 matches, so it'd be fine.
There's 8 matches on the main show right now. The 9th one is 0
Oh,
hour.
So yeah,
We'll probably have more stuff Wednesday.
Who's winning?
And then I would think Tony
Tony's
Storm.
got.
Oh, yeah.
Tony's
I
got-
don't think that's a lot. Just
I think I
If
think it would be
Mariah, if
it would be a
Mariah
mistake.
wins,
That's a
She's
mistake.
strong as a
That's a
champion.
mistake.
that
That's a
means this
mistake.
keep going. I don't know.
No,
That means we
She's
keep
stunk
going.
as a champion, bro. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see this at all, but I don't want to see Mariah May as a champion right now. No. Mm-mm.
I'm just not sure. Like, if Tony's just gonna win, I don't like. Why are we doing this match at all? Why don't we just end this at Grand Slam?
No, yeah.
That was like a natural
I agree.
climax to the story. Like she in her
that's
hometown.
what I wanted it to end, and
That's why I'm just wondering why are we doing
We
this?
need to be on the road to Timeless Tony versus Mercedes at All In. I know people have this hoop dream of Mercedes versus Athena. Dead all that. We don't need.
They
let's-
tweeting. They tweet.
That's fine. You can tweet all you want to. Dave tweeted.
they're
It's all good.
leading something. They're leading
They
something.
tweeted it was
Maybe that's the Forbidden Door match.
Why would that be Forbidden Door? Why would you just do it all in?
Two different companies. Maybe they just do that in. You know? Just saying. Maybe.
Okay.
Two different cup. Didn't we just have a Ring of Honor World
So
Title?
we're gonna
match?
have we're gonna have a 6-month build to that match. I don't think so.
I'm just throwing shit out there. I don't know. None of us know. Only Tony Khan knows all the time.
And then finally we have Mox versus Cope.
Let me go
the
first.
AEW World Championship.
Let me go first. Joshua Hater, because this angle has been hot the last.
No,
couple
it has
weeks.
been. It has been.
I'm about to say, don't do it. Don't.
No. We got all on here and we bitched and we whined and we said blah 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 blah, and then they went out and they were like, "Well, fuck all y'all. Fuck not just us. Fuck everyone that was saying, why are we doing this match? Why are we doing this match?" And they like, especially Cope, has busted his ass to make this interesting and made this like. I'm still worried about how it's going to end, but hey, they've got me invested. At least.
We'll get there when we get there. But
It's a good but not talking about the finish, but it's a good lesson. And you guys talk about this on the show all the time. It's not just about like beating guys or losing. Like it depends on how you're prioritized on the show. Copeland lost clean to Mox at Grand Slam, and he feels like a bigger threat now because of the television the last 2 weeks than he was for anything the rest of the year before this build. And he lost, but it's okay. He gained the credibility back and then some because of how he's been presented on the product. So I know we talked a lot earlier in the show about who can win and lose certain matches. When you do stuff like this, sometimes it means less.
yeah,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you're going to do a match where you do the rematch and the other person lost, then the person who lost has to basically do what and has to like deliver. And if they don't deliver, then it doesn't work. So props to him. Plus, I'm sure this is in some ways, this is still part of whatever plan him and Christian have had for who knows how many years. And Moxley is kind of a placeholder for whoever. So as well. So
yeah, they probably discussed this years and years before they.
yeah, like I have. There's as much as I don't like the cash-in thing, I get that that's probably part of the story that they came up with, because the story they came up with, of course, was in WWE, I'm sure, and that was part that So they're probably just playing out that whole story. So
Alvarez said, I guess now we can start talking about the finish. Alvarez said like months ago that he always thought the climax to the Christian cash-in was that Copeland was going to cost him. And that would somehow lead, whether it's like he costs him or the family costs him and Copeland saves him from a beatdown because Copeland's always supposed to be there for him when everyone turns on him, some variation of this. And Alvarez, very connected with Nick Wayne and the Wayne family. When he says something like that, it kind of perks my ear a little bit. And that's, in my opinion, I think Mox is winning this match. I think Christian's going to cash in, and I think the cash-in's going to fail.
I mean, he has to fail. Like, that's part of the story. Is that I think
God, he better fail.
Is that he's
mad on
got
him.
to fail because you've got to make it where it
You
looks
don't believe
like
in the patriarch?
it has
Martine?
to. You have to get it to the point where it looks like there is no way they are ever going to team again. It has to get to that, like, and the only way that happens is if Christian fails, because then it will look like they're never going to do, and then somehow you get to the point where they tag again, and then you get the big moment that they've wanted to do. So,
what did Copeland say to him when they had that promo in the ring against each other? He was like, whenever everyone's out
Go
to knock
fuck
you
yourself?
down. No, I'm talking about what Copeland said. He was like, when everyone's out there to knock you down, it'll always be me, the last person there to pick you up or something like that. It's
Right.
always been the way or something like that he said to him. So I can see that. I can see them going back there. Remember what I told you?
right.
Huh? Remember what I told
Like
you?
I like there is no doubt that they have this like planned out to the like minuscule detail between the two of them. So
And Copeland has said, maybe it's been my mic the whole time. Copeland said in some interview that he thinks he only has 2 years left. Like, if he and Christian were really going to tag it all in last year, I don't know if that ever got confirmed or if that was just us speculating after his injury. He's kind of running out of time. And
correct.
So it seems like we're getting to that point, like, pretty soon. Which is why I think the cash-in is the bridge to bring us there. So at least start the chain of events that leads us there.
Agreed.
Man, this card could be one of the best shows they've ever done. We'll see.
Which is saying a lot.
It's
Which is
great
that's
show.
a high bar too. That's
But don't you agree that the main event does kind of have to deliver too, though?
Yes.
Like, I feel like
I think, but the thing is, I think both of them will go out there and at least try really hard. It just depends on if the fans are into it or not. So,
Yeah, I think at the bare minimum, it's got to be hot. It don't have to be
Right.
necessarily a great match, but we
But
can't end the night like WrestleMania 25.
Right.
That's just stupidity for that.
We
show.
don't even know how we ended it. We all got up out of our seats at the same exact time. Somehow
Right.
found each other in the concourse. It was so
Yes.
fucking boring.
and I think unfortunately that could really kill the legacy of this show. Even if like some of the undercard matches are awesome, if God bless him, but Copeland, he has this history of like this 30-minute match that people aren't very interested in, and it kind of kills the crowd a little bit. He did it a few times in WWE. If something like that happens here, that could be damaging to the legacy.
He hasn't done it here though.
Yes,
Yeah.
So you're doing it in front of
Gonna
fans
help.
who don't mind watching wrestling versus the
Right.
WWE crowd who
Yes,
And it's gonna help that this match is gonna be almost 100% shenanigans.
But he's- even
Right.
and even you're right. And even though he's never done it at AEW, he's never been in this position either before.
That's a good point too. That was ominous as hell, kid.
Yeah, I'm hopeful it'll be a good match. It'll be fun, maybe even a great match. I'm just, if we're like wondering like this pay-per-view is going to be awesome, that's just one thing that concerns me a little bit. Hopefully Copeland brings it.
I mean, hopefully Mox brings it too. Let's be honest,
Yeah.
my boy, but
And
it's not been the greatest in-ring run for this guy lately. It's my guy, but
the Death Riders can't come back, right, for shenanigans. That's my only thing. Like the whole
Yeah,
bill
give
on
them all
TV.
Well, the bill
Sure.
was that he took him out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so they shouldn't. So my point is, there shouldn't be like ref bump, Death Riders brawl.
unless there's a new member that they bring in, like that's the person that took him out, you know.
Like Jay White.
it's not gonna be. I thought about that. That would be. I would actually like that quite a bit. But no, he shouldn't join them though, because all the nonsense that's been happening, them trying to kill each other. I don't think he should join them though. That's a little crazy. That's some WWE stuff there. Ignore the fact we tried to kill each other.
But in that group, you trying to kill each other is like get you.
That's
into
how
the
you
group.
like. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
You're right. And I think Willie Yuta, how they recruited
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
That's a good
like-
point. That's a good point. That's a good point. So unless Josh Alexander comes in, I don't know if that will go over, you know what I mean, with that audience, because I don't know how many of them people know him. I would hope so. I would hope.
I mean, here's the thing. It's a AEW pay-per-view crowd, which is different than a TV crowd
True.
almost always.
True.
So there is that. I guess. I mean, Alexander seems like it would be a good fit. I still would rather see him in the Hurt Business, but myself. But I know you guys are like, but I would rather see him.
Owen Hart as Josh
Owen Hart
Alexander
guy.
for Elimination.
No, I do think aesthetically, other than him being white, it would fit. I get what you're saying, John. I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. I get what you're saying.
I mean, if it's not supposed to be, unless you're truly going to do, we're going to be, the all black group, which they haven't like really leaned into. If you're not going to do that, then he can be in the group. But
we shall see.
But
All right.
if you're going to just do all black, then you need to lean into that, and they have not done that. So
Does anybody think Christian's winning? I know Jake thinks so. So I'm just
like
curious.
leaving with the title, like leaving the night with the title.
Basically,
no. I think somehow it fails. Like I said, I think that leads to farther down the story. Because if he wins, then it's Christian and Cope for the title, and that makes no sense. That makes no sense. So
stop, Chase. Do not hit that button.
He just wants to leave so bad.
No.
Just
That's
leave.
not the button I'm hitting. You thinking I'm going for that button? I'm going for
Just,
this button. You are born again, sir. Here's your stage.
Yeah, because I told Adam I talked about it. So if y'all don't know, Daredevil Born Again is actually out right now. It is the relaunch of the Netflix series, soft reboot, things like that. I don't want to talk too long about it because honestly, I don't know what they're going to do because season 3 of Daredevil is basically the comic book story Born Again. So I don't know what they're going to do. All I expect from this is for them to somehow get to Devil's Reign. If y'all don't know, they teased it in the Echo where Wilson Fisk runs for mayor. At some point, he's got to win the mayorship of New York City. Don't know how. Watch the show to find out, I guess. And at some point, we have to see, because it's called Born Again, right? And in my opinion, the way to do that is the rebirth of the superheroes in New York City. So this show introduces the superheroes in New York City. We see maybe Jessica Jones again. We see Luke Cage again. Maybe not Finn Jones as Iron Fist. Maybe I don't know, but we see some of the other heroes in New York City. Maybe Cloak and Dagger. Maybe a fucking who's another good example? Just all of those people, all of the heroes for hire, the entire team of all of them, and that's what the Born Again thing means. I want people to temper their expectations. Also, I don't think it's just going to be the Netflix show. I think it's going to be way more over the top, way more superhero-y. And I just want everyone to be cautiously optimistic the way I am. So far, good reviews, but just know it's going to be different. For all you people that got upset of how Daredevil was portrayed in She-Hulk, you might see a little bit of that in this show. Just warning you now. That's all I got to say. Josh has nothing to add. You got nothing. I didn't say Spider-Man.
No. I was waiting. I was.
Yeah, Spider-Man too. Him too. Spider-Man.
Yeah. But I think if he shows up, that has to be like at the end. I think that has to be like if he shows up, that has to be at the very end. But no, I agree. I think everything that has been of people who have reviewed it without reviewing it have said it's not the same as the Netflix show. It's still very good. They tweaked it a little bit. Some people think the tweaks have been for the better, so we'll see. I disagree about the She-Hulk thing. I think we get, maybe we get a little bit of that, but I don't.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people at the time were saying like that wasn't Daredevil, like he doesn't act like that, but he does, and he kind of
like depends on which version of Daredevil.
And we've seen him so many ways, like Frank Miller, Mark Waid, David Mack, Brian Michael Bendis, all different, all Daredevil. That's all I'm saying.
He was definitely more Mark Miller Daredevil and She-Hulk, I would say, because he was more of like the old Ditko, like the original Daredevil, who was a little not the Frank Miller showed up and just like
same thing he did for Batman.
Like, nope, we're doing this now, and even if you don't like me, you're going to. This is how the character is. So,
and that's what people think. Just Daredevil is now. Same way people just think that's how Batman is now. That's just what
the James Bond Batman never existed.
Exactly.
which is.
Oh man, but yeah, it's actually on right now. So Chase, if you want to hit the button, you can go ahead and hit
Hey,
it. I gotta
hang
get
on.
out of here.
I don't get a chance to talk about Severance season 2. I can't get my nerd on going on.
No,
Right now.
go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, I'm just kidding. Just watch it if you haven't watched it.